Hello, ARK Invest's Cathie Wood has said the next coming revolution is in genomics, which could scale up to become a $2 trillion market opportunity. If you didn't know, the biggest position within the ARKG Genomic Revolution ETF is Pacific Biosciences, ticker symbol PACB, and that for me is good enough to start drilling big time. Stick around, you cannot afford to miss this opportunity. Simple. For those of you new to the channel, I am the Simple Trader. I share with you explosive stocks that I am looking to buy or already have sitting in my freedom portfolio. I am not a financial advisor, so please understand this is all for entertainment only. Full disclosure, I do not yet have a position in PACB, but I am looking to pull the trigger imminently. So please do let me know in the comments below if you think PACB is a buy right now, or you have a position already, or do you think I should stay well away from it? No more plugging, let's start drilling. Pacific Biosciences of California Inc. is an American biotechnology company founded in 2004. PACB develops and manufactures systems for gene sequencing. Here is an easy to understand introduction to what the excitement is around PACB's hi-fi sequencing technology.
As scientists, we're fascinated by the beautiful complexity of our world. I mean, that's why we became scientists. But the more we learn, the more we realize that a lot of the answers we're looking for, the good stuff, are locked away inside the complex genome of an endangered species, as part of the genetic variants causing a rare disease, hidden in a microbe with its potential to help or harm us, or within one of thousands of other mysteries yet to be uncovered. Unlocking those secrets takes more than just brain power. It also requires the right technology. Unfortunately, a lot of sequencing technologies require compromise. To get a complete picture of a genome, you must assemble the reads. Short-read sequencing provides high accuracy, but only small snippets of data, giving an incomplete picture. Or traditional long-read sequencing that offers a bigger picture but lacks accuracy, so it's difficult to tell the difference between true biological variation and errors. But highly accurate long-read sequencing, or hi-fi sequencing, is changing everything, combining the best parts of short reads and long reads into a single easy-to-use technology, creating a whole new paradigm for DNA sequencing. Hi-fi sequencing's read lengths are really long, hundreds of times the length of short reads, and achieve greater than 99.9% accuracy, on par with short reads and Sanger sequencing. Easy library preparation and faster compute time mean quicker results, to keep both the biologists and the bioinformaticians happy, and to keep costs down as well. Most importantly, however, hi-fi sequencing can enable us to tackle the biggest and most complex genomes, no matter what field we're exploring. Conservation and agricultural advancements, human health and disease research, microbiology and infectious disease, and beyond. To empower scientists like us to strive for the breakthroughs that have previously been just out of reach.
Simply put, I think the technology has unlimited potential. It took 13 years to complete the infamous Human Genome Project, which was completed in 2003. Please do Google it if you are not aware, as this is a big idea that you should know, and once you do, you will understand how far we have come. The technology has evolved to a point where its costs have been lowered to a range where it's becoming increasingly viable for mass commercial adoption. Simply put, I think genomic therapy alone is going to explode in the next 10 years, and the first stage of this evolution in gene therapy and curing of disease is to be able to first sequence genes, and PACB for me is the leader right now in this industry. ARK Invest have literally gone all in. They have PACB as the #1 position in the ARKG Genomic Revolution ETF. This is huge, and just think that ARKK, ARKQ and ARKW have Tesla as the #1, and ARKF have Square as their #1. Then, just by having PACB as #1 in ARKG makes me extremely bullish. But it doesn't end there. PACB is also number 33 on the ARKK portfolio, which also means ARK Invest are serious in this stock.
Why so serious?
I believe that ARK have done due diligence and believe that PACB have that enormous upside potential, enough so that they put full conviction into making it their number one. I can only imagine what resources ARK have expended at their disposal to do the in-depth research and analysis on PACB. Some people may say, why not just invest in ARKG? But for me, I like to pick stocks for that big upside potential that you would not necessarily achieve in investing in an ETF, as they present more diversification and therefore generally less upside but also less downside. It's something that you should consider if you are not sure on going in on one stock. I highly recommend taking a position in ARKG. Genomics is the future, and literally science fiction is becoming reality. And I really don't think you should be missing out on this chance to get in early for massive profits going forward. Cathie Wood has repeatedly stated that the DNA sequencing boom is coming.
So we believe that the 5 innovation platforms around which we've based all of our research, so DNA sequencing, robotics, energy storage, artificial intelligence, blockchain technology, they have all gained so much more traction during and because of the coronavirus than we could ever have imagined. Now, we believe they're on exponential growth trajectories already. It's just, it's happening, it's being compressed much more than we expected.
Which of your current holdings, Cathie, do you think will supply the biggest lift in the next 5 years?
Tesla's still in the running, but I would have to say the biggest upside surprises are going to come from the genomic space. And that's because the convergence of DNA sequencing, artificial intelligence, and gene therapies, importantly CRISPR gene editing, are going to cure disease. That convergence is going to cure disease. Now we have real science and technology surfacing the mutations in our genomic profile. And as they surface those mutations, what do we see? We see the earliest manifestations of disease. And now, with the combination of artificial intelligence and gene editing, we're able to both anticipate diseases and cure them potentially. Beta thalassemia, we're seeing it, sickle cell disease. We even think it will work in diabetes, which is where most, if you look at the largest category of spending year to year in healthcare, it's diabetes.
ARK Invest released a white paper on genomic innovation and estimates that by 2024, therapeutic pipelines and tool providers should generate hundreds of billions of dollars in new revenue and trillions in new market capitalizations as we transition to the genomic age. Think about that. Next generation DNA sequencing is forecasted to increase by way of clinical adoption from 2.6 million in 2019 to over 100 million in 2024. Next generation sequencing essentially allows for precision medicines and cures for disease, as clinicians can understand the entire spectrum to one individual person. With genomics comes a serious possibility of curing disease and cancers in humans. And if this materializes, then this could be the biggest revolution in our human history. In August 2020, an in-precision challenge was held by the FDA, and PACB destroyed its main rival competitors in the form of Illumina's short reads and Oxford Nanopore's long reads. PACB showed their hi-fi long read technology provided serious proof of concept and was far more accurate than the competition in all 3 categories of sequencing that were tested. This is a probable catalyst as to why ARK Invest offloaded all shares they held in Illumina.
Dude, you bet on the wrong horse. Let it go.
Grandma bet on the wrong horse.
I'm starting to fear I bet on the wrong horse.
You're betting on the wrong horse. Maybe we just backed the wrong horse.
From the third quarter results, PACB generated a revenue of $19.1 million with a gross profit of $7.1 million and a gross margin of 37%. They have over $200 million in cash, which is very positive moving forwards into 2021. We should note that PACB reported a negative 14 cents earnings per share for the quarter, missing the consensus estimate of negative 13. They also had a negative net margin of 61.85% and a negative equity return of 150%. I think that's to be expected, as we are expecting them to grow exponentially from now and into the next coming 5 years. PACB stock was trading at $3.44 on March the 11th when COVID-19 reached pandemic status according to the World Health Organization. Since then, PACB shares have increased by over 600% and is now trading around the $25 per share mark. Analysts estimate an 11.7% compounded annual growth rate for PACB over the next 7 years, which I think is on the conservative side if ARK Invest research pulls through. Revenue growth is also estimated at 75% for 2021, as it is forecasted that PACB will be taking market share from rival Illumina. One huge fact to note is that 72% of shares in PACB are owned by hedge funds and institutional investors. This is big, and we see some huge players here. Aside from ARK, we have Steve Cohen's .72 recently taking a big stake. We also have big ownership from BlackRock and Vanguard. For me, the smart money is loading up big in PACB, and this seems to be a huge bullish signal to me to get in now. If we take a look at Illumina, which has a market cap of 54 billion and in my view would likely downtrend unless they can improve their technology in the race for the sequencing market, we can compare this to PACB's current market cap of 4.8 billion. Then the potential on paper is a 10x, but that's nowhere near the potential I see. I see what ARK and Cathie Wood sees.
And so we have tried to educate investors generally about the innovation that is taking off here. It's hitting exponential growth territory. We're talking about DNA sequencing, robotics, energy storage, so think electric vehicles. Artificial intelligence is blowing through every industry and should be blowing through every company if they want to remain competitive. And blockchain technology.
And in my opinion, if PACB takes a majority of the market share for sequencing technology in the next 5 years and continues to develop and dominate the sector, then I see the stock price going 20x with some ease. I most likely will be pulling the trigger on the buy button next week, as to me the trend indicates a small pullback area right now, which could be perfect for me to start a position. Do leave me a comment down below if you think PACB is a buy right now, or will it likely continue to pull back down. Thank you for watching, and remember that all the content in this video is based on my own research and view on the stock that you should take with precaution. Please ensure you do your own due diligence and speak to a professional before you look to invest any of your money. If you are interested in other huge growth stocks that could make you tons of money, please check out my other videos. For more huge growth stock picks, analysis and updates, please stay tuned and consider subscribing to my channel so you get the information first. I am the Simple Trader and will simply see you next time.